is how they eat. You know what I mean? This is what people want to do in the future, and how they're gonna keep doing it. They keep doing shit for free over and over and over again. It's just not feasible. Understanding, okay, why do you want this project to come out? How to ask myself a lot of questions to get there, and I'm here now. I love it. I loved every bit of it.
Breaking news.
Hold on up. Hold on up. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
I need my money so husky Siberian. I can go knock up the top of the pyramid. Watch what they say, they don't know we not hearing them. Scheming like Eddie, but I ain't delirious. Hot, cold, hopping, sure like the Billy. Admit with the option when all of it's ready. I never thought I would keep it this steady. The motion is totally getting superior.
Watch this. Watch this.
Moving a fucked up world, no Sam in my celly. Piss on the witch, ain't shit they can tell me. And they need to die in the new Armageddon. I'll probably die from the shit they be selling. No bill in the head or the air on the M. Bigger they all, the harder they fall. Walking on black rock, Pedro that carry 'em. Sing a song for the wealthy, it's a ballad. Soliloquy for a status, no empathy for the balance. I've been surplus, civilian, and the savage, and blisters and then the calluses, ripping on through the valley. Nigga, I don't serve cane, bitch, I serve bass, purposely creating.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it.
Yo, it's Rosebomb. What's good with y'all? How y'all doing today?
Oh man.
We just had a great show last week. Thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you for Guy over here with the flyer, and Nick as well in the collaboration, man. It's good to see y'all here. You know what I mean? See me here, whoever. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I'm having a good day, man.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. I like that. Thank you for making the intro, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're here today. We have a new setup today. We're in front of the camper. We're here at the Zen Den, and shout out to the Zen Den, man. So this could be our setup for a little bit, I think. I think it looks kind of cool. But here we are, man. Vegas Creative Network. Today we have Rosebomb, an incredible artist. Dude, what are you doing back there?
What's going on?
Goodness. All right, I'm gonna put. Bro. Hey, Smalls. Smalls, come here.
Yo.
Smalls, come here. What are you doing? Stop. Go. Stop. Damn, that's like having kids, bro. That's one thing I'll tell you.
Nah,
bro.
what are you getting into over
No,
there?
for real, cause he likes to bite like if anything shaped like a ball,
Yeah.
he'll eat it. I don't know what that's about. There's a basketball back there.
You gotta chill.
All right, bro. I'm gonna start my part again. Damn. But yeah, here we are, the Vegas Creative Network, and we're here today with Rosebomb, an incredible musician, and you just came off of a show recently at Taverna.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask about that too. We collaborated a little bit. I did the flyer for that show, but I wanted
Amazing.
to ask. Yeah, that flyer was really fun, by the way.
That shit was beautiful. Yeah.
I liked the idea, and I know you said Nick at the time, but I was like, I don't know if it was Nick, you know what I mean? There's a lot of Nicks out here, but when I found out it was him, Valley Souls, which we've also interviewed too before.
Okay.
Nick is also a great friend of mine too, so that was dope. It was a really cool collaboration. But I wanted to ask you, you curated the show, or was it just you were performing at it? Can you tell me a little bit more about it? And I know it was a release party, and I would love to know about that whole rollout.
Right. So, as far as curated, what exactly do you mean by that?
Did you organize the event? It seemed like you did.
I did a little bit. When I asked the owner and the promoter over there, Kevin, shout out to Kevin, and Jeff, I asked them both about having the release party over there. They said yes. And then the next question was about having it on the rooftop. Little did I know that was going to be 21 plus, which some things, ended up being changed about that. But as far as me curating it, I chose the artist. I didn't really pick the time, but it was a collaboration between me and the Hip Hop Happy Hour. So I didn't really do too much as far as that. I just brung the artists there, and they were already performing. So they were most of those guys were already going to be there. You know what I mean? I don't think I had too much to do with that. Those are a lot of people that are already performing in that space, and they were already known for coming to Taverna. So I thought it'd just be good to like reintroduce them as a group. And those are my homies. Like I've been performing outside with them for a few months, man, and I enjoy getting on stage and seeing all those people there. Everyone who was or not on that flyer, you know what I mean? So that's just something I really wanted to see, was bringing people together, you know, one more time for a good night. And it really was like, it was meant to be for everybody. It wasn't just about me. So I like, yes, it was my album release party, but I called that album Don't Forget Us because everything leading up to like making this had nothing to do with just me. Like I learned that like quickly. I was like, no, you can't do this shit by yourself. So like, you know, just use every help you can. And everyone showed up and performed and showed out, man. And that's all I could ask for. So I picked the artists. You guys worked on the flyer. You guys worked your asses off on the flyer with the cover as well. All I did was bring the music, man. My own music. That was it. You know what I mean? I brought Quinn J out as well, and that was nice. So shout out to him for even flying out and taking that the time to do that. There's a fly or something like here.
Yeah, we're outside, so.
Yeah, and that's and stuff.
We're
you know
battling
what I
all
mean?
the elements right now.
Oh, for real, it's all good though. But Quinn J came out, and you know that was something I wanted to really see, as well as having live instruments at that show again. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the guitar again, but we'll have him out at some point again, maybe in the future. But having that live trumpet for the album was something I wanted to see. So there was things that I chose. You know, we had a drone up in the sky for some video shots and whatnot. But as a whole, I think the people that were there made the event more than I did at the end of the day.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
I think at the end of it, like at the core of everything, that's what it is, you know. And I ask you, like, did you curate it? It's kind of like, I think there's so much strength in like executing on an idea, but you always have to bring in people, you know. That's like always how that goes. And like, I wanted to ask you, like, is that something that you do often, or is this like your first time kind of doing something like that?
On that scale, yes, for sure. Have I asked people to be in certain places for an event before? Yeah, but like, you know, that can happen at any time now. I haven't had something like this before. No, not specifically. I haven't had a release party or anything like that. This is my first album, so I think this is the first of its kind.
Is this like your first like actual official album?
Yep.
Whoa.
For me.
You did say that, right? Debut.
Yeah, debut.
So why now? I think let's go back. I met you a few years ago, and you had showed me some songs and things you were working on. But I remember at the time you were saying like, I don't know if they're ready. Like you kept saying things like that, and that's been some time now. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
So like,
been some time.
what happened? Like, is it? What clicked for you? Where it was like, all right, now I'm ready to like release this, and like not even just release an album. Like you did an event around it. And I think for me, an event is so much more official. Like I think it adds credibility to an artist when you can do an event. That's how I feel.
I think so.
Yeah, like if you're any type of artist ever, I think
you.
like if you have an event like around it, then you're being serious, because now you're trying to curate an audience in real life and not just online presence, right? Like, oh, go listen to my album. No, go see me and talk to me as an artist and come experience this in real time. And I think that's a beautiful step, but there is like it's a gap. So like what happened there? Like what made it click for you?
Bro, honestly, because I started performing at Full Moon Poetry first. I think before I went to shout out to them. So big, like, thank you for putting me on and like let me show up there and be myself, honestly. At first when I was going, I was just like watching and learning, because I think that was one thing I wanted to do about this album. I'm like, I was already in the mindset of I'm going to perform, because that's what I come from. I was in choir and theater growing up. So I was already like, I'm gonna have to get out and do these songs at some point. And part of the songs, not that they weren't finished, but we definitely had a lot more additions. Like we had the trumpet added to the album, we had a guitar added to the album, but time passes on and those things get added. Before that, I'm thinking about performance, so I had to get out and just go outside and see where can I do this at, what would be the best spot. I think it wasn't a sniper decision or nothing like that, but it was definitely me going with emotions and seeing what could happen, asking the right people, you know what I mean, what would be the right thing to do, how I would present this album. And everyone was having album release parties at Taverna Costera when I eventually got there.
Yeah, shout out to
You
Verna.
know what I mean? Shout out to Verna. So I keep seeing rock bands do that, and also I'm selling the merch and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool. This is a good spot to do that. And in these songs, I'm sitting here talking about, like on track 2, I'm gonna send a signal when I go to the top. So I'm like, okay, you can perform on the rooftop. How long is it gonna take for me to get comfortable enough to ask to go up there, or be wanting to be up there? That's so like down the line. But yeah, man, I was really intentional with how this album sounded, and just trying to get out and be somewhere where I can present myself and not have to worry about like the extras that artists usually worry about. You know what I mean? I feel like I wanted to just be somewhere where like I was accepted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's a lot of places where I feel like people go and you don't get that much of a crowd or anything like that, and it's not even about the crowd, but there was just something special about that spot. Like, people actually cared about music. Whether there's a crowd or not, the people that are looking actually are nodding their heads or listening and
Yeah.
just having conversations with you about the music. And I like that about those areas, whether it's Full Moon Poetry or Taverna, going back and forth between those spaces. As I was, doing these performances more and more, the songs grew on me. And I would meet people like Dylan, I don't know the butcher his last name, but Pocket Fire, Dylan Pocket Fire on Instagram. So yeah, he's the guitarist that shows up on the album, and meeting him at Taverna, that was some time as well. A lot of those things like was just patches in like months of like either me being ready to get out and do these songs or actually getting the songs mixed and whatnot. So I think that the time just passes because we're focused on different things. We're working. I don't have the money to do everything I want at once. And there was a lot of money that went into this event, at the end of the day. So if I wanted to see something like that happen, I had to keep seeing, like, what does it take?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it took everything it did at the end of the day. You know what
So
I mean?
sick.
I'm okay with that.
Yo, you mentioned a lot of cool shit there. I think, one, when it comes to venues in Vegas, like,
Oof,
I think
flies, man.
I think, yeah, man. I think the venues in Vegas are special, because I think like Taverna, in particular, like a lot of people can get their start there, in a really sick venue. Whether it's like on the rooftop or in the courtyard inside, whatever. Like a lot of creatives, like that's like a hub. Like you meet a lot of people down there, and I had some shows too back in the day there too, and it's just really cool that they're always like, they're like a core of Vegas. And also Full Moon Poetry too. I feel like that's a cool addition to, I don't think it's at the same venue as it was before. But
It's moved around for
yeah,
sure.
it's kind of like moving around, but just like always like grateful for the things that we can just pop into, like on some like, hey, this is what we do, and they actually care to like make it happen. Like that is like huge, You also mentioned was money, and I think like money is a beautiful tool in the creative space, and I think there's always like this stigma with it. But like money is a beautiful thing, especially when you spend it on people who are in the show, in the event. And I think it's important. I like to bring that up, like I feel like in every interview, because I feel like people are always so shy about it.
Yeah, no, I like to talk about that. I want to have a conversation about that. That's something we'll talk about. We can talk about that.
Let's talk about it. I know, I think
you
that's
gotta spin. You got to.
Yeah, like,
I feel like you got to. Sorry, go ahead.
no, actually,
Yeah.
go, talk your shit.
So yeah, I don't know what job I was working at the time when I met you, but damn sure wasn't making enough to like really facilitate what I did. I still kind of don't now, but the focus was different. I don't think I had the trumpets added in yet at the time when I first showed you the album. So that took a little bit of time to get through that, for sure. But as far as the money thing goes, like, money was spent on that. Money was spent on guitars. Money was spent on mixing. Money was spent on, merch ideas. Money was spent on anything that had to do with this show leading up to it. So, like, in the past, I had conversations with Vaughn. I had known him for a year. That was the drone operator we had on site for the night. At first, I was going to get something done over at the Strat, which I jumped off of, and that was fun. That shit was crazy. 815-foot drop, I think.
You jumped. You did?
I ended up jumping, but we were gonna record something over there, but I couldn't get him to have his drone over. So what I ended up doing was instead of like just the barking. Instead of just having him record, I had them do a 360 wrist cam video, which I still have. And that looks pretty sick. Just haven't put it out yet. We're gonna use all this stuff for music video ideas. But the stoppage for that was we spoke to the producer team with the Strat. I had emailed them and they said just no, they didn't want to work with us as far as the music video thing goes. So I was like, okay, I can still show up and be Jaden and do the jump and whatnot and get a video out of it. So I did, and eventually we're gonna use that. But they just didn't want us to have permission they didn't give us permission to use the drone. That was the only thing. So I kept him on like the back pocket, you know what I mean, for a little bit, and just so like, okay, let's see what we can do in the future. And Taverna ended up being the thing that I was showing up to, and I just kind of kept that in the back of my mind. And whatever, I know that has nothing to do with the money, but when you're talking to all these people and whatnot, yeah, you're gonna end up having to pay them, you know what I mean, for certain things here and there. And whether that be a beat that I wanna work on, and I gotta buy the stems for it, because stems aren't usually cost more than a MP3 or a wave, and that's just for releases. You know what I mean? We're not even talking about straight up just buying a beat. This is like YouTube stuff like that I went and looked for myself and just was like, hey, this is what I want, what I hear myself on. Okay, I'm gonna take the stems, break them down, bring them to Dean. Okay, let's put some instruments on it now, later in the future, and then now this, that, and the other. And I don't really look at it like I'm spending the money for the wrong reasons. I'm building something, so whether I'm getting something back out of it or not, to do what I want to do and see it how I foresee it, that's just like what I want is the best for myself, you know what I mean? So I try not to like take too many other people's options and whatnot, and it usually comes out of my own pocket at the end of the day. You know what I mean? When it comes to like my own ideas, because I don't like to take influence or too much help from others, you know what I mean? And it's a thing that's like grew on me, and I don't know why. But I've tried to shake it, you know what I mean? I take help when I can, when I feel like I need it. But I know, like, talking to people out here and whatnot, it's easier to do things when people are paid, because we don't make too much at our jobs. So when we come out and want to do everything we want to do as an artist, we want to feel safe and secure, and like we can do this again if we actually made some money out of it. So I don't mind paying somebody. That's what you got to do. Like, that's their job, so I'm going to pay them to do it. I write, I have an engineer, I'm going to pay the engineer. I know producers or beat makers or whatever you want to call them, so I pay them because that's their job. Or anybody that has that resource or something that I need, or something that to facilitate for something I'm doing, then I'm gonna pay them, because that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like that's something that was like lost, like real early. Like when I started making music, a lot of people were weird with that. Like, why I gotta pay for your beats, this, that, and the other. Like, hey, brother,
it's my life.
It's their life. You know what I mean? This is how they eat. You know what I mean? This is what people want to do in the future, and how they're gonna keep doing it. They keep doing shit for free over and over and over again. It's just not feasible.
Not sustainable.
Yeah.
No, I agree, and I think like that's why it's important to talk about it. And I think as creatives, like why aren't we, like why can't we do that too? Like why can't we make an earning? Why can't we earn this money? Like we're working, especially like I think creativity is like so unique to every single person, right? It's different, and I just think like money does change the conversation. It does change the energy. When things are free, it kind of has that energy.
Yeah.
And they'll even say too, like if you have like a free event, sometimes like people don't value it as much. But then I love talking about one of my favorite experiences in my life was Coachella, and Coachella gets a lot of shit because it's expensive, and sometimes it's viewed as like almost like, what's the word, pretentious, right?
Supply and demand, people want to go.
Right, and it's like, it's for an experience, right? It's once a year or whatever. And for me and my brain, I think like, I've experienced it 3 times. And each time, like, I come in with a tent, cook food, like on some real shit, like the free showers, and it's been beautiful. Like I love that. I love that I get to spend my money on something like that and be around so many people.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome.
They're enjoying the same thing you're enjoying.
Absolutely, I'll pay for that all day. And I think it's important for us to always hold that value in our work, like forever. I don't think that, like I paint, but I don't see myself just giving away my paintings all the time. Like what's the point in that? Like what even makes that cool? I think if I can make a living from everything. Go on now, go.
That's enough.
Dude, why are y'all so hell today? Y'all be so chill most of the time.
They hear the other dogs going crazy. They talking.
But he's a baby, so he likes to be held every once in a while. But no, like honestly, I just feel like, I think when it comes to money, it does change the energy, but it does make things more like official, more like real. Like we're really doing this shit, you know what I mean? And it makes me feel good too when I can pay my people too. Like I don't want everyone doing everything for free always. Don't forget us. What is the plan now with that? And also like, what do you feel like who should be listening to that, What's the next steps with that?
Anyone that's not afraid.
You
Shoot,
said anyone
man.
that's not afraid?
Just anyone that's not afraid.
Ooh, I fuck with that.
Nah, yeah, that's for sure.
Okay. Yeah, elaborate.
Yeah, real shit. I went through. I really went through every emotion making this project. Like it's crazy. And like, I love that because I didn't have to. I didn't have to like fake it. It didn't have to be some overnight thing. I didn't have to rush it. I didn't have to ask for it to be rushed or ask for it to come quicker to me. I just kind of let it happen, whether I was having a bad day or not, and whether I wanted to push this project farther than it needed to be or not. I'm here now, and I think like the people that need to hear it are just looking for motivation, honestly. Like those are the people that are going to be listening to it, and usually that's what it is. That's the kind of I wouldn't say compliments, but I would say that's the additions or the comments I get back from the album is that it's motivational, or is something that's inspirational, you know what I mean? And that's what I wanted. That was the aim when I was making this project. Like at first, it was about it being a line of the same between me and other artists that I like am in this field with, but that's still there because I still feel that way with certain artists and with a certain group of artists that don't treat music the way it should be, or the arts or any of their creative style, like whatever you're doing, if you're not appreciating it the right way, it's gonna be taken from you. That's just what it is. And I had that feeling a couple times in my life. Like I've had that because like when you're fucking up, that shit it'll go so fast. Like at the same time, like I wanted this to be something that was for people to really like understand that like this whole thing that we do as artists, like it's supposed to be a communication system. It's supposed to be about making a message and about standing on something, caring about somebody, caring for something. If you're not standing on nothing, you're not standing for something. So that's what I think. You know what I mean? That was my aim for this. Every word that was wrote, every verse, every chorus, every person that was involved in this, it was supposed to be something personal, but also relatable.
Yeah. So do you feel like what kind of person do you feel like you were before you did the album and after?
That's a great question. Depends on what time period we're talking about. Like, while I'm in Vegas or before I get to Vegas.
I don't know. I feel like everything that like is hard to do, like in terms of like just getting it done, right? In any creative endeavor, it's because you need to become the person that does that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like for example, I would love to do a festival, but like me right now, I haven't done a festival. Like I don't have that in my body. Like I don't have that in my nervous system. My blood doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Like I'm sure if I wanted to do that at like a high scale, like let's say I want a lot of people to come, I'm gonna have to go through some shit to feel comfortable in that, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, I do festivals, like I bet you the owner of Coachella doesn't give a fuck about a little like 300 person party, right? Because they're like, oh yeah, we do thousands and thousands every year.
Like you talking about.
Yeah, got that little shit over there. Yeah, right. Like it's like because they probably have endured some crazy shit already. Like, but that's in their body, right? So now like, that's what I'm asking you. Like, I don't know what your journey is at all. Like in terms of when you started feeling like, I don't know if the songs you even showed me, like if those made it on this album.
Yeah.
They did?
I think I had it done not done. It wasn't
you showed
done,
me, it was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was already really great.
I had
but
8 tracks there.
But I don't
had
know,
those 8 tracks.
in terms of like, you know, an artist, like, I saw a comment the other day where it was like, dude, like, I don't feel like I like any of my music anymore, like, from this album, right? Because it feels like it's so long, it takes so long. And But I'm just curious about that for you, like, whatever it is, like, I don't know when you feel like it started and when it ended, but, or if it's even ending. I'm just, what is that for you?
I think it's still there. If anything, it's got a fucking jump start in it because of the show last week. That release party just, you know, gave me all the energy I needed to like really put my mindset back into when it's released. Like, you got to keep going on this, because you know, I've heard it from a lot of people. When you start something, you got to finish, and just like when it comes to these albums, like just because it's released doesn't mean you're done promoting it.
Oh yeah.
So even in the beginning, like, I knew this was going to be a long journey before I started. Like, when I was starting on the album, I think I was like, I had the 8 tracks, but there was definitely like a lot of decisions of, okay, am I going to do 12? Am I going to do 10? What do I want to do? That was before we got to the 8, and by the time I showed you the album, no, I wasn't in the mind state of being able to do what I just did last week. No, hell no. I don't think that guy could have done that. I was a lot more shy, and I was ready to present my music to people and be proud of the music that I was making, and that I still am making, but I wasn't in the mindset of, nah, this is what you do. Like, every day, wake up, eat, breathe, sleep this shit. And like, people would have really thought that like I had that in me back then, like, okay, show me something, like, and I would. I wasn't scared, bro. I wasn't scared to like rap in front of somebody or nothing like that. But there is a difference between performing your own songs, like, and like sitting on stage and like and just in front of people and like with the mic, I didn't realize that, because like I would hold a mic or be in front of a mic and choir and whatnot, and I did theater with the little thing in your head and all that. It's not the same thing, because it's not something you made, and it's not something your emotions are tied to. So a lot of those emotions came and left and did that throughout the years, you know what I mean? So it was a lot of reconnection happening, understanding, okay, why do you want this project to come out? How to ask myself a lot of questions to get there, and I'm here now. I love it. I loved every bit of it. What's the question again?
No, you answered that. Yeah. Are you a new person? Like, what do you feel right now about it? Like, what do you feel about yourself right now? Where's your mindset at?
I feel great.
Good.
I feel great.
That's all. That's what we do it for, right?
Yeah.
So sick.
Sure.
I think at the end of the day, I've had people ask me like, why do you put yourself through all that shit all the time? You know? Like I'm doing so many events, just being out there, networking, interviews. Like, why are you doing too much all the time?
It's not too much.
No, it's because like I have to, because it's like I feel like called to do this. Even if it's hard, like I'm like, it doesn't really matter. I feel like I'm called to do it because after, I feel like when it's all said and done, because remember when you were saying after the show, you're kind of like, right, about it? That's real, that's real. Like I always have that, like sometimes I feel empty. This is like a real thing for me. It's like after I do something that I like die for, I feel empty or I feel like sad. That's like two things that I feel pretty often. But give it like some time, and I'm grateful that I just did it. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the experience, because I think it's the emotions are so heavy around it, right? But once it's behind me, I'm like, I'm so happy that happened. And I think like the journey of an artist, like for me, I kind of want to ask you too why you do it, but for me, I feel like I want to liberate myself in this lifetime. That's a big purpose for me, you know, and whatever, I feel like the mediums that I do have nothing to do with it. I don't think I'm not trying to be the best painter, the best interviewer, but I'm just trying to express myself and liberate myself. And I feel like that's through things. I'm learning about the world, and learning about other people helps me, right, in like my life, and oh, that's a great perspective and all these things, because I want to get there. I want to liberate myself. I don't want to feel like heavy about everything. I want to like be open. So like, what do you do it for?
Damn near the same reason, if not like liberate myself and others. I told somebody, for the second time, I had to tell somebody again. I told somebody I do this because I want to speak for those who can't. And there's a lot of people out there that like, will tell you they want to make music, or they wish they could do this, and it's not even about music, or they wish they could go out and speak about what they care about,
right?
How they feel, you know what I mean? And if they're able to listen to someone's music and share those emotions, and then talk to their friends about it, and feel comfortable talking to their friends or their family about something because they heard a song, or they heard a poem, or they saw this piece of art, they wore this piece of clothing, whatever it is, I want to be a part of that, and that was something I wanted to do. That's something I like doing. I like expressing myself and helping others express themselves. That's all it is.
I think that's like the biggest thing. I feel like being your most authentic self can do so much for other people. It's kind of crazy. And it is true. Like a lot of people like can't even muster the courage to try and seek themselves in different mediums, different crafts, creative things. Like it takes a lot of guts to get on stage and like in front of a mic and talk or sing or rap. And usually when I used to like hear people like, oh, like she don't sound good, or this is corny or some shit, right? And I'm always in my head, I'm like, could you do that though? Could you go up there right now and do that shit? You have to, because put a little perspective, like that shit is kind of crazy. Like I don't even care. Like if you go up there, you sing your man. Okay, last night I'm filming, right? And it was Voices and Power, Voices and Poetry. Forgive me, it's my first time there, and it was poetry. And I feel like I haven't been truly like a poet event. I've been to events within, like they have poetry within it, but this was like poets, okay? So everyone's like screaming in the audience, which I was like, I didn't know. And they did a karaoke part, and they even said, they had like a disclaimer, hey, we don't want like good singers, like we want people who like kind of just are having fun. So they got 5 people on stage, and 4 people like they like were hogging the mic like with every song. One person was kind of quiet, and the last song, she took it and sang her ass off. And I was like, what? Like, and just like belting. She was belting. And I was like, you know, it's so easy for us to be like, oh, I could never. Because if you're up there, like, dude, you make that a moment. It's just a moment for you in this life. Like, who cares if your voice cracks, or if you forget a lyric, or if you stutter? Like, nobody really gives a fuck in the grand scheme of things. I know.
I gotta get comfortable with that.
No.
That. Like,
I know. It's like
really thinking that. Like, yeah. I'm
no,
sorry,
absolutely,
no,
dude.
it's crazy.
Because
sorry.
we're in our head, right? So like, if I'm up there, I stutter. Yo, when I was in high school, I was
Yeah.
like in journalism, and I was like an anchor.
Yeah.
And I remember I was doing my shit, and my teacher came up to me. He was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, like, you should slow down a little bit." And he talked. I was like, "Okay, no worries, I can do that." He's like, "Yeah, you have a little bit of a lisp," and I was like, "What?" I have a lisp.
What?
And a stutter, and I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't know I had that." I'm like insecure about it, but he was really open about it, and he's like, "You're okay, just work on it." And getting over that thing of like, oh, I don't want to look. Who gives a fuck? You're up there, and that's dope. Like I've been hosting, and I'm like, I was in in Tonga, like the fashion show, and it was a beautiful production, huge stage. And there was once where I was doing great, by the way. I was going out there hosting, I was live painting, hosting. It was a vibe, right? And I said, "All right, make some noise for ah." I go backstage, and they're like, "You're gonna have to go back up." I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
Is someone else going up? And I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of embarrassing." But also,
Okay.
let me not get caught up on that. Like, why would I get caught up on that? Because it's normal, it's life, it's human shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how I feel. And that's why I could be in the audience of any artist and not give a fuck if something goes wrong. Because it happens. Like, it's people who have no experience, they don't know what it takes, that, yeah, they can be critical about it. But don't cringe over that. That's just, bro, like, it's like you're in the ring. Like, you're gonna get hit. It is what it is.
It's true, man. No, I should have wore shades that night. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, when y'all pointing them cameras and shit, and the lights is going already, like, it's cool. It's cool because it's nighttime and I know y'all need flashlights and whatnot. But me up there, like, I can't. It's already hard for me to see. Like, I need glasses as it is. I didn't think it was gonna be that bright. No, it's nobody's fault but mine. I should have worn my shades, you know what I mean? And maybe took them off a bit before it was, you know what I mean, when I really start turning up. But like, man, when you first get up there, it's like, whew, I gotta damn near stare into the night sky to try to focus
For
a little
real,
bit, you know what I mean? But no, I'm not nervous when people point a camera at me or nothing like that. If anything, I get more engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I mean, I don't know what that comes from or what that is, but it's like whoever's giving me the most energy or the most attention out of that and is like really locked in, I'll lock in with you. Just because, like, okay, you're here, I'll be here. Okay, this is your song, this is my jam too. Let's go. Yeah, like I love that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I love interacting with the audience and stuff like that. Whoever it is, it's fun. But there's another thing where it depending on the song, like I do get that feeling like, am I gonna do this right? And like in the back of my head, like before the lyric even comes out sometimes, like, okay, am I gonna hit this pitch right or this, that, and the other? And, you know, I try not to worry about those things for sure. It's always after.
Yeah.
Like I don't, like mid-performance, like I've gotten to the point to where now I feel like I can just go through it, but I get angry. I don't like, it's not like I'll stop. When I first started going to Taverna, I would do that, and I would have Kevin restart it, and I apologize, Kevin, I would never have you do that shit again.
Yeah.
But now, like, when I'm mid-song, I get mad at myself. I shouldn't be doing that, and people keep telling me, don't do that. But I turned it into fuel, and it just makes me go harder, like, whether I'm gonna remember the next lyric or not, it's just going back to it and just keep going. Like, yeah, like you're in the ring, it's like a fight. You took a swing, you might have missed or you got hit or something like that, you gotta keep going, it's just what it is. And I know, like, after definitely that night, like I don't know, I don't want that feeling to come back, you know, for sure. My stomach was tight and I couldn't remember if that was from anxiety or like some type of, I know I was like, you know, the whole feeling like, oh yeah, I know I messed up. Like that was like in my head, because I know I'd missed something. But in the future, you know, hopefully there's something there that like definitely like calm me, like for sure. I'm working on that part. Like I'm happy about everything that happened that night, and I definitely like, I'm trying to learn what everyone's saying. Like, if you mess up, just keep going, or if you mess up, it's okay. Because you're not the only person. Like, I've had every single person that was there, like, say those, like, similar words. Even my sister, and it was like, you artists are most critical of yourselves, I'm like, okay, it's registering, it's trying. So, days go on, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But it just that night, for sure, it was a learning experience.
That's all it's supposed to be.
Thank you for tuning in. If you did, I will be back with y'all soon on the music. Go tune in to Don't Forget Us, May 29th. That is releasing. I don't know when this will be dropping, but yeah, May 29th. Don't Forget Us. And I'm gonna keep performing, bro. I got more music for y'all coming out towards the end of the year. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate you so much. It was
Yes,
nice.
man. Thank you for coming.